Hello, everyone. This is Bram Sportes. Start of the week. Today is Monday, July the 28th, 2025. I'm your host, Brandon Ramos, and let's get started with the information. And let's start things a little bit different this time. Let's start with some local sports. Let's start with the El Paso Chihuahuas, who were concluding their six-game series against Sugarland at home at Southwest University Park. However, the sixth game of the series did not occur last night due to rain. So that game got postponed. That game will be made up back at Sugarland when they meet once again in the regular season. But they did play on Friday and Saturday, and both games the Dogs got the win. The Chihuahuas walked it off on Friday 5-4, then a 5-1 victory on Saturday, and that puts the Chihuahuas at 16-10 on this second half of the minor league season. In the Pacific Coast League standings, they're sitting in third place, 2.5 games back of the leader, which is Tacoma from the Pacific Coast League East Division at 19-8. Then Oklahoma City from the PCL West Division at 17-10 sit in second place of the entire Pacific Coast League. Tacoma at 19-8. Oklahoma City at 17-10, and so the Chihuahuas still some ground to make up on their next series as they will take on Round Rock, a team that is also in it to play in the Pacific Coast League Championship Series at the end of the regular season. And let's continue with the El Paso Locomotive FC. They were on the road to play Union Omaha, and Locomotive got the win here 1-0 in the USL Jägermeister Cup. That means in Group C, they conclude in fifth place with 5 points. There will be a draw to decide the knockout matches of this cup. But next up for the for the Locomotive, it will be back league action USL Championship league action against Las Vegas back at home. And let's go now to some of the MLB action. Let's start with the Pittsburgh Pirates, who beat the Arizona Diamondbacks 6-0. These games were on Sunday. And for Pittsburgh, Paul Skeens went 6 innings with 9 strikeouts. O'Neill Cruz and Ke'Bryan Hayes both had a couple of RBIs each in this ball game. The Baltimore Orioles beat the Colorado Rockies 5-1. Tyler O'Neill hit a 2-run home run, his 6th homer of the season. And starting pitcher Tamayuki Sinagu went 6 innings with 8 strikeouts, and Baltimore got a huge win at home. Let's go to the Boston Red Sox at Fenway Park, who defeated the LA Dodgers 4-3. The Red Sox scored 3 runs in the 5th inning. You also had Alex Bregman, who had a 2-run home run in this game, his 13th homer of the season. And the New York Yankees beat the Philadelphia Phillies 4-3. All runs by the Yankees came in the 2nd inning, including a Ryan McMahon 2-run double, and the Yankees get a huge win at home. The Cincinnati Reds defeat the Tampa Bay Rays 2-1. Brady Singer went 7 1/3 of an inning with 8 strikeouts, and Cincinnati scored both of their runs in the 1st inning. So a great performance by Brady Singer, hanging on to that Cincinnati lead. The Detroit Tigers beat the Toronto Blue Jays 10-4, a 7-run 8th inning for Detroit, including a Gleyber Torres 3-run home run, his 10th homer of the season. He had 4 total RBIs in this ball game. The Chicago Cubs beat the Chicago White Sox in the Crosstown Series rivalry 5-4. Pete Crow Armstrong with a couple of RBIs for him in this game. The Kansas City Royals beat the Cleveland Guardians 4-1. Michael Garcia had 2 RBIs in this game, including a solo home run, his 10th homer of the season. The Royals get a win at home. The San Diego Padres beat the St. Louis Cardinals 9-2. Manny Machado, a 4-hit, 3 RBI game for him. Xander Bogaerts, a solo home run for him, his 7th homer of the season. The Milwaukee Brewers walk off the Miami Marlins 3-2. Blake Perkins with a walk-off RBI single to win the ball game for the Brewers. And starting pitcher Brandon Woodruff went 6 innings with 6 strikeouts, and Milwaukee gets the win here. The Texas Rangers beat the Atlanta Braves 8-1. All of the runs for the Rangers came in the first 3 innings. So got scoring right away in this ball game. Wyatt Langford, a 3-run double in the first inning, and that makes it 6 consecutive wins for the Rangers. The Athletics beat the Houston Astros 7-1. Miguel Andujar hit a solo home run, his fourth homer of the season, and Shea Langoliers also hit a solo home run, his 17th of the season. The Washington Nationals beat the Minnesota Twins 7-2. A four-run fifth inning for the Nationals was huge, including a C.J. Abrams solo home run, his 14th homer of the season. And the Los Angeles Angels beat the Seattle Mariners 4-1. Mike Trout hit a two-run home run in this ballgame, his 19th homer of the season, and that also put him in the 1,000 RBI list as he achieved his 1,000 career RBI. So congratulations to Mike Trout. And something to point out for the Seattle Mariners, that one run came courtesy of a Cal Raleigh solo home run. That's his 41st homer of the season, of course, leading the majors in that category. And the New York Mets beat the San Francisco Giants 5-3. Juan Soto, a solo home run for him, his 25th of the season. That was a go-ahead home run after the game-tying solo home run by Ronnie Mauricio, his fifth homer of the season for him. And the Mets came back and won that ball game also with a big winning streak. And let's go to the standings. Let's point out just some of the races in the MLB. Let's start with the American League West, with the Houston Astros leading at 60-46 on the season. Then you got Seattle and Texas both tied at second place, 56-50 on the season for both teams, 4 games back of the Astros. And in the American League wildcard standings, the Yankees hold the first wildcard spot. Then it's the Red Sox, a game back of New York for that first wild card. Then you got Seattle and Texas. They're tied in second place in the American League West, so that means they're tied for that third wild card spot. And the team behind them are the Tampa Bay Rays. They are 3 games back of both Seattle and Texas for that last wild card spot. And in the National League, let's start with the East Division, where the New York Mets hold a 62-44 record. Philadelphia 60-45, a game and a half back of the Mets. And in the NL Central, we got a tie at the top with the Chicago Cubs and the Milwaukee Brewers both at 62-43 on the season. And in the wild card race, so you got Chicago and Milwaukee. They're one of them are also in the wild card, holding the first wild card spot right now. Of course, they're tied for that first wild card spot. Philadelphia and San Diego tied for the third wild card spot. Then you got Cincinnati 1 game back of both Philadelphia and San Diego. So it's all traffic up there in the National League wild card standings. And now let's go to the WNBA, the scores from Sunday. And before we start the scores, let's first give you some news from El Paso native UTEP minor alum Kayla Thornton, unfortunately out for the season following a knee surgery. So a huge loss for Golden State, and of course a devastating news for Kayla Thornton, as she was having one of her best seasons in her WNBA career. And now let's go to some scores. Let's start with the Golden State Valkyries, who were on the road to play the Connecticut Sun, and the Sun got the win 95-64. Tina Charles had 24 points for the Sun. Bria Hartley and Marina Mabry both had 15 points each in this game. The Indiana Fever beat the Chicago Sky 93-78. Kelsey Mitchell had 35 points in this game, and Indiana gets the win. Las Vegas Aces defeated the Dallas Wings 106-80. Jackie Young had 24 points and 8 assists in this game. The Phoenix Mercury beat the Washington Mystics 88-72. Alyssa Thomas 27 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists for her in this game. And the Atlanta Dream beat the Minnesota Lynx 90-86. This is the first home loss for the Minnesota Lynx this season. Nafisa Collier had 32 points, a great performance by her. Unfortunately, not enough for Minnesota. And for Atlanta, you got Brittany Griner, who had 22 points in this game, and the Dream got the win on the road. Let's go to the Athletes Unlimited Softball League Championship Series between the Talons and the Bandits. There was some rain delays, some game delays, but in the end, the series was played. And in game one, the Talons got the win 3-1. And that game was finished up Sunday morning because of the rain. But later that day, yesterday, they played the second game and the Talons won it by the minimum, 1-0. Starting pitcher Montana Fouts went complete game in game two, and the Talons win the first ever AUSL championship. And now let's go to some soccer. The UEFA Women's Euro final was played on Sunday. England and Spain. It was a 1-1 draw after 90 minutes. Then it was a 1-1 draw after 120 minutes. So they went to penalty shootouts, and here England got the win 3-1 in PK. So congratulations to England, back-to-back Women's Euro champions. And let's continue with some soccer. The CONMEBOL Copa America Femenina, the Women's Copa America, the fifth place match, which will be played on Monday today. Chile will play Paraguay, and the semifinals, one of them will also be played today. Argentina will take on Colombia, and on Tuesday, Brazil will take on Uruguay. And now let's go to the MLS scores from this weekend. Let's start with Montreal. Got the win over New England Revolution 3-1. New York City FC defeated FC Dallas 4-3. Orlando City defeated Columbus Crew 3-1. Portland Timbers over LAFC 1-0. San Diego defeated Nashville 1-0. Miami and Cincinnati a scoreless draw. Atlanta United and Seattle Sounders had a 2-2 draw. Charlotte defeated Toronto 2-0. Austin defeated DC United 4-2. Philadelphia Union over Colorado Rapids 3-1. Chicago Fire defeated New York Red Bulls 1-0. Minnesota United defeated St. Louis City FC 2-1. Real Salt Lake defeated San Jose 2-1. Vancouver over Sporting Kansas City at 3-0. And now let's go to some NASCAR Cup Series at Indianapolis, where Bubba Wallace got the win there. And in the IndyCar Series at Laguna Seca, Alex Palou got the win in this race. And in Formula One, Oscar Piastri gets the win at Belgium. And that will conclude Bram Sportes on this Monday. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.